Today we're going to talk about how you can get your music heard. So, our first for the first half of the show, I'm going to go through five ways. So, let's start with the basics. Create your image, your branding. What do you want people to know about you? So, how you do that is you want to showcase your personality. First, you decide what you want people to know about you. You want to highlight what people like about you and really showcase that. And then you take that information, you decide like what colors bring that out more, what style brings that out more. Say you're a hip hop artist, you don't want to walk around looking like you're a traditional artist. If you're a jazz artist, you don't want to walk around looking like a punk rocker. Um, Magnify your strengths and make sure your graphics, whatever shows your visual identity, also helps to portray what image you want people to have in their minds when they think about you. Record a demo. If you haven't recorded a project yet, you can start with a demo and make sure that it is of good quality. So when people listen to it, they actually get an idea of what you sound like, what your music is going to be like. And you can take that to events, showcases, conferences, networking events, and give it away to people, especially to industry people who are there, and ask for people's opinions. Ask for have them listen to it and make sure that they can get back to you via email or social media with what you think about it. I find out what they think about it. Also get their contact information because especially industry people, they get a lot of music. So if they are they take your music and or they take your CD or something, and they may forget about they have they're busy people. They get a lot of music and they may forget. Get their contact information and make sure you can get back in contact with them to remind them about you. You don't want people to forget about you, do you? Definitely create a website. A website is your hub. You may have social media accounts. You may have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, but you don't really own those. You can post on there and put different things on there, but your website is your home on the internet. It should be the place where people can come and buy downloads of your music. They read your bio. They get your tour dates, find out where you're going to be. They can see your videos, get your contact information, and also, of course, your social media links. If you write a blog, if you do a video blog, it's great to have your own website where you can post all of that information. It's all in one place. So a lot of times on social media, say you did do a blog or a vlog, people will be able to find maybe one or two at a time, but not be able to find all of them. Whereas your own website, if you set up your blog on your own website, it's much easier for people to find everything about you, everything that you want them to know. Also, be a fan of other artists. Go out there, find other musicians that are trying to get their music heard, and support them, and find ways that you guys can work together. You can collaborate and and support one another. When you are willing to support others, others are much more willing to support you. Number five, play as much as you can. If you're a brand new artist and you don't really have much of a following, you might have to start with paid showcases and paid busking and open mics and different things like that, rather than going after the paid gigs to start with, because those paid gigs, they're going to want you to draw people. But if you can't draw people yet, you want to make sure that you are able to get onto as many stages as possible so people can hear you, you can practice being on stage, practice your show. Um, you don't want to practice like right off the bat on the stage, but just get comfortable being out there on stage and doing the things that you have rehearsed and making and seeing how it goes over with the crowd.
Are you a Christian artist who has recorded at least a single but not sure where to go from here? Are you looking for performance opportunities but not sure where to start? Hi, I'm Simone Henry, the founder of Eshe Music, and I've set aside time in my schedule to speak specifically to your needs. Schedule a call with me now at eshemusic.com/MMA. That's ECHE music.com/MMA. I'm looking forward to talking with you.
Welcome back. This is Eshe Music TV. I'm your host, Simone Henry, and we are talking about how to get your music heard. So we started with 5 tips on how to do that. So I'm going to go through the last 5. So number 6 is meet people, network, meet up with people. The idea about marketing, the whole idea about marketing is letting people know you're there. So sometimes people kind of get hung up, especially artists get hung up with this word marketing. All it is letting people know who you are, what you're about, and what you have to offer. So part of your marketing strategy is meeting people, telling them about you. Um, our number one tip for today was to create your image. So if you've created your image, you've decided what you want people to know about you. So now when you go to a networking event, you go to a meetup or a conference or something, you already know what you want people to know about you. So you tell them that. And when you're handing them your music, you have something more to say than just, this is really great music. You should listen to it. Okay, so tell them a little bit about yourself. Come up with a 20-second spiel that you can give them about who you are and what your music is about. Number 7, invest in your email list. Now, a lot of people think that email is going by the wayside and nobody opens email anymore. But I am here to tell you that that is not true. You may have an email list of 100 people, or you could be like me and have an email list of over 1,000 people. Or you can be like some other people I know who have email lists in multiple thousands of people. When you send out email on a regular basis, people do respond. People respond to consistency. And it whether you have 100 people or multiple thousands of people, as long as you're consistent and you're sending them information that they want, then people will respond. Now, that's not to say that every single email you send will be opened. Every single link that you put in your email will be clicked. But if you don't send any email at all, none of that's going to happen. So, whether you have 10 people on your list or 100,000 people on your list, send email. People give you their email address because they like you and they want to hear from you. So don't be a stranger. When you're consistent and you're sending out something every week or so, or like some people I know, they send out email every single day. The more email you send out, the more people will open it and the more they will click and the more that they will engage with you. So there's a ton of email servers and services out there that you can use. Like MailChimp is a big one. Aweber ConvertKit, that's the one I use. Bandzoogle is a website system for artists and musicians that comes with an email system built into it. You can use something like FanBridge, which is built for creators and people who have fans. So, whichever one you choose it. If you don't know what to say to people, choose it, commit to it. And if you don't know what to say to people, sit down for an afternoon, come up with a list of topics that you want to send of stuff that you want to send to people. You're not just going to send them, hey, I have new music out, or hey, um, I have a show coming up. Have have some topics, some other topics. We all have interesting stuff in our life that's going on. You can ask them questions. Come up with a list of topics, write some short sentences about each of those, and put it in a queue and have something to send out on a regular basis. Number eight, use radio. Radio is kind of seen these days as a dying breed. However, it is still a viable option for getting your music heard. A lot of artists I know are going for the big Radio 1 type stations. But don't forget internet stations and podcasts and college radio stations. Those stations are much more likely to play your music than the big conglomerate corporate stations, because the corporate stations, they really thrive on advertising, and if you're not bringing them a fan base of people to listen to your music on their station, they really have no incentive to play your music, whereas your smaller local stations are more interested in actually having fresh music to play. So don't forget your smaller stations and your internet stations and podcasts like mine. I'm always looking for new music. Number nine, work with music blogs. Music blogs that review music, well, they need music to review, don't they? So send it to them. Find blogs. You can find blogs all over the internet, um, in your style. There's lots of Christian blogs out there. And writers who are looking to review new music because they want to keep the content fresh on their blogs as well. So send them music. Um, and if they have a submission with an upload, or if they're asking for, if they ask you to send them an email, make sure when you send the email, send it with a link to where they can listen to your music rather than attaching your song to the email. It's much easier on their email servers. And number 10, something obvious, post on social media. And when you're posting on social media, don't just post flyers that say, my new project is out, my new single is out, go listen to it. Engage with your audience. Ask them their opinion on stuff. Ask them questions. There's this one artist that is one of my friends on Facebook. She asks a question every day, and every day she sparks a discussion. That kind of engagement is, Facebook really loves. So they'll put when you're having that kind of engagement on your posts, they're going to make your post that much more visible to more people. And also ask for opinions. There's this thing in marketing called A/B testing or split testing. You can do that on social media. Say you want to have merch on your table, but you're having trouble deciding which design for a t-shirt you want. Put both pictures up on Facebook and ask for people's opinions. Ask for opinions on which single you should put out. Ask for opinions on, your next single cover or album cover. The more you ask and the more people engage with you, the more that they will put your posts out to more people. And that's engagement, getting people to respond to you. And in that way, you can get them even closer by asking for their email addresses and getting them on your mailing list. It all kind of goes together, doesn't it? If you have a concert idea, if you're an artist and you have a concert idea that you want to put out there, and you want to shop around, I would be happy to talk to you about it. I have set aside time in my schedule to talk to you about promoting your concert idea and anything else that you might be struggling with in your music ministry. Go to my website, eshemusic.com/MMA. That's ECHE slash dot eshemusic.com/MMA. And I would be happy to talk to you about it. Thank you for watching today. And these tips may have been obvious and you've heard it all before, but it really doesn't help you to know it unless you're actually doing it. And that's one of the things that really came back to my mind this week is that I have been learning about business techniques and just and how to market for a long time. But it doesn't really help you unless you're actually doing it. So go out there, put these techniques into practice. If you're watching this on a Sunday live with me here, you are at the beginning of the week. You have time to get your week, your music week started off right. If you're watching this on Wednesday when I post this on YouTube, you can now recommit to doing something to help push your music forward before the end of the week comes. Okay?